Welcome back to the Stephan Show. My name is
Graham's girlfriend.
And welcome
back
to the show. That worked. We're gonna go with that. So anyway, welcome back. And so here's what happened the last time Graham's girlfriend was on the channel.
Hello guys, and welcome to the second part of this project. So in this video we're gonna be tracing and animating Savannah Smiles, aka Graham's girlfriend, and then we're gonna put it together in the next video. So in this video we're gonna be just tracing and animating Savannah Smiles, so let's just jump right into it. So here what I did was I started with the hand because I wasn't sure how the body was gonna work in terms of the foreground and background again, because in this project there was a lot of foreground props, so like the laptop, the microphone, the coffee, the books and whatnot. So I had to watch how I animate each layer, especially like the characters. So here I'm working with the hand, and I actually forgot to animate the coffee, but then I do put it in the video when I'm animating the background, so you will get to see the coffee being made. So here, just working with the hand and the rings around the rings on the hand. And then with Savannah's character, it wasn't too difficult as well. It was very simple, and I think the best part is that because the hoodie is black, I was quite happy with the characters, and I think overall it just worked well with the background, because the background is also dark. So the best part is that when something is dark, you don't really need to worry about so much details, because then, you know, when you play around with the color grading and everything, they don't come out as much. So here, the fact that her hoodie was black or dark blue, if I'm color blind, so that made it much easier. So as you can see, it was very simple. Here I'm just creating the laces to the hoodie, and then you can see I'm just smoothing out the lines. I wanted to create aglets for the hoodie, but then it wasn't necessary because again it's black and I think the arm was covering it. So now what we're gonna go on is the other arm, and then here we're just going to put everything together. So I also didn't worry about the arm because I know that I guess it's inverse. So her left arm, if I'm not mistaken, the right arm is covering the left arm. From my perspective, unless my perspective is wrong. So here you can see, and you can see how fast this was, like just to create her the upper body portion of her character. It was very quick, nothing too complicated. So now I'm working on the head, and then we're gonna work on the hair and everything else afterwards. So here you can see I'm just creating the basic shape of the hair, and just the making it smooth, making it simple. Because again, we're going for the essence of the character. You don't want to make it too detailed, otherwise then you might as well carry on. And I think if you've seen the Star Wars video, you'll note that was a nightmare. So here I'm just creating the front portions of the hair. I was gonna say it's not a fringe, right? I don't know much about hair. So anyways, I think that's a ribbon at the back of the hair, and we're just putting the highlights in there, and then we're going to go to the facial features. So right now I'm just working on the eyebrows, and then you can see we're also just going to create the shadow that's underneath the eyes. Now of course some of the features are exaggerated because sometimes it becomes too plain if you just use basic colors. So if you guys ever wonder why do I use a eyeshadow even in characters where it doesn't apply, so here for an example on Savannah's character, you will see that the eyeshadow isn't very distinct, say for an example like the 300 characters, but it's also almost become like my unique style to it to just add that shadow. So now we're adding with the eyes, just creating the shapes, and then just putting the eyelashes, and I do that by just making some of the lines thicker than the other ones. So here you can see it's starting to come together, and I think with Savannah's character as well, I was happy at the beginning because I could see the character forming, but then as I went along I was like, wait, I'm starting to lose the character. So when you lose a character basically is when the character is not looking like the image that you're tracing from, and in my case that's 99% of the time. So far we've only had the character from 300, Queen Gojo, if I'm pronouncing it right. That's the only character that looked exactly like the character that we traced. So here with Savannah Smiles, I'd say maybe I was I'm gonna say 30%. I was 30% accurate from tracing the animation to what she looks like. I'd go 30%, right? That's not so bad. You can let me know in the comments. So if you've made it this far, please consider subscribing, hitting that like button, and leaving a comment, just anything. The channel is growing, we're doing well. Still lots of way to go, but yeah, it's good so far. And I will be honest, the other day, man, I almost felt discouraged to do videos, because so a lot of my views come from Reddit, so that's where I post, you try to build your growth there. And then there was just someone that was like, okay, what's the point of making this stupid video? And at first, I couldn't tell if the person was joking or not, but I do know that I did take offense to that. And then I kind of realized that, number one, I do enjoy what I'm doing, so you can't let someone else almost not tear you down, but like discourage you from what you're doing. So the person asked me, like, what's the point, what's the purpose of tracing and animating? And for me, I think I didn't answer the person. I didn't want to entertain them or anything. So I thought that internally, just thinking about it, I thought, the reason that I do this is just practice for animation as well, so to understand the program much better. And not only that, but when you start creating a lot of props, so in future projects where those are commissioned, you always, like, when you finally do them, like, you understand how to do a project at a faster and more efficient rate. So even though I do trace and animate, it's not like I can't do original stuff. So I think I trace it, number one, is just to something that people would find interesting. I mean, I could trace things that no one would care about, but I find it that if you trace something, for an example, gram, people are interested in gram. So I figured if anyone was interested in animation, then they'd also be interested in, well, if they were also on YouTube, then they'll be like, hey, I know that guy, and now he's being traced and animated. So that's the point. And but the number one thing is just practicing and getting better at animation. And again, you're always welcome to create original content, but I guess for my purpose is that I just want to trace and animate a lot of things that I watch, and also gain experience at that. So I'm not gonna quit. And if the person that did put that comment is watching this, thanks for that, because it kind of made me have a resolve that I want to continue doing this. Otherwise, I think I would have been wishy-washy about it. So I do appreciate you putting that. It did help me a lot kind of figure out things. So thank you for that. So now, going back to the character, I've spoken so much that like almost everything is done now in this video. It's coming to a close. So this project was quite shorter than the other projects, and that's because usually I don't want to follow up like long projects with other long projects. So the 300 project took about I think 20 minutes each, and the shortest was 16 minutes. So I wanted to do a simple video here. So here with tracing and animating Graham and Graham's girlfriend, Savannah Smiles. It was a very short video. So there you can see that's two of them together. So so I'm calling her Savannah Smiles because I think that's the name of her channel, but I think her name is Macy, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm just more familiar with her channel, Savannah Smiles. So here you can see editing. So here the earrings weren't moving with their head, and that is a big problem. So I had to move the earrings to the layer that has the head, and then we just played around with a few things. And then now you'll see that if I try to move the head, the earrings should be able to move as well. So I was happy with that. So you can see coming, and here I did put the rig. It wasn't necessary to separate her characters, even though I did, but it does help with the bone rigging. So right now we're going to the test animation. This is just for me to see if the character works. So here, as you know, I like to play around with the eye movements and everything else. So here we're moving it around, and then you can see that's coming alive. So thank you guys for watching. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already. Truly appreciate you guys getting this far. It means a lot. And yeah, thank you for watching. And in the next video, the final video, we're gonna put everything together, and I'll see you guys in the next video.